guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to get into a very important topic, which is colorism. Okay, colorism is big and a lot of people know about it. They just don't want to talk about it. Okay, and some people just have no idea about it. So I'm just gonna go over what colorism is, how it came about, and how it's being used today. Okay, so first thing first, what is colorism? Colorism is discrimination or being biased against a skin color, skin complexion, skin tone, however you want to use that, within the same racial or ethnic group. Okay, so you're favoring lighter skin over darker skin. You're favoring lighter skin European features, which is like a smaller nose, not so big lips, more curly, silky type hair over African features like coarse hair and a wider nose, more fuller lips, darker skin, African-like features, okay? So you're saying this side is better than this side. Now, not only does this exist in the Black community, this exists in many communities: the Asian community, the Latino community, the African community, the, did I already say Asian? Yeah, I think I said Asian, but Indian community, that's what I meant. This exists everywhere, okay? Now, the Black community, of course, I noticed that more because I'm in the Black community. But if you ask anybody else in those ethnic groups, they'll tell you it exists too, okay? They're just favoring lighter skin over darker skin. But it exists, okay? So let's talk about where it came from. Colorism rooted from slavery. Lighter slaves was favored over darker slaves, okay? Most people already know that. Most people know lighter slaves was in the house doing sedentary, housework, while darker slaves was out in the fields picking cotton, doing that hard labor work, okay? So, and if you were biracial, meaning that the slave owner had a child by a slave, then you were doing even less work, okay? You either was doing no work at all, not even considered a slave, or you was just doing very less work. Now, mentally, what do you think that done to lighter slaves versus darker slaves? Lighter slaves felt that they were favored, they were better, and darker slaves felt like they were less than, not as attractive, okay? So remember that mindset. Now, with slavery dying down around the 1920s, the paper bag test was introduced. So basically, to get in certain organizations, schools, social events, jobs, you had to pass the paper bag test. And in some schools, you had to even send a picture of yourself so they can know what your skin tone is. So they're not looking at your education or your skills, your personality. Nope, they're looking at this color of your skin. So they would literally put a paper bag next to your face. And if you were darker than the paper bag, you were not allowed to attend. Once again, mentally, what do you think this is doing to people? So you have two people in line here. One person's light skin, one person's dark skin. They put the paper bag test up to this dark skin person, right? And the dark skin person, they're like, oh, nope, you can't get in. So the dark skin person put their head down and just walk away. The light skin person, you can get in. Ha ha. You know what I'm saying? That's still the mindset today, where lighter skin women, and I see it all the time, and I know you guys probably see it too, are more cockier, confident. And I'm not speaking as a whole, okay? Let's just get that clear. Not as a whole, but a lot of lighter skin individuals, women particularly in the Black community, feel that they are better in over darker skin individuals. Now, the reason that I'm talking about women is because, think about it, dark-skinned men are more accepted in the Black community, way more than light-skinned men. Matter of fact, they make all kind of jokes about light-skinned men, okay? But it's the opposite, vice versa. Light-skinned women, foreign women, biracial women are way more accepted in the Black community versus darker skinned women. Okay, they're favored more over these darker skinned women. So just think about that. Okay, we see it all the time. We see it in song lyrics. We see it in the media. We see it on social media. We see it, just going out, like if you go out with your friends and you're a dark skinned woman, sometimes you might notice that the lighter skinned individuals you're with, even if you feel that you're more attracted to them, they get more attention. Okay, why is that? Once again, rooting back to the past. If you have this lighter skin, you are in these European features, you're being favored because they felt like that you look more European. So you have European more in your blood, so you're more accepted, okay? And with this paperback test back in the day, not only was it white people who owned these organizations, a lot of Black people own these organizations, okay? So that just lets you know that's how Black people felt as well. Like if you are past a certain skin tone, you're not allowed in these events. You don't meet our beauty standard. Like this is Team Lightskins in this building. If you're Team Darkskin, you cannot be here. Okay? And just think about how that still goes on to this day with all these memes, with all these statuses, everything. Okay? It's just really sickening when you think about it, because it's just, it's just not okay. So now, if I look down, it's because I just have a lot of points that I want to get across and I'm trying not to miss anything. So this interview with 50 Cent interview. I'm going to go ahead and insert the clip now, so make sure you watch it.
Representation of stability. When you look at her and she looks like me and you, Wayne, she looks like niggas look at her and they go, yo, she's supposed to get that. Look at me. I'm doing it. I got a motherfucking Ferrari. This is not the shit that a nigga have when he just got on. Right. That's the shit you got when you doing it. You better get in fast while I'll still let you in. You see what I'm saying? Like, look at this shit, feel that energy is real. And then when they look, they see shit that's foreign to them. Like they may meet a girl, she comes from, her background is so different from theirs that he's like, what? So tell me how it was. Like, and it's so different that you pull up at her crib and they got the Ferraris there. They already got the shit there. You like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Okay, so now the Ferrari don't mean nothing. The shit that meant everything a minute ago doesn't mean anything to her, because you like, they got everything. They got it. They already had it. So you like, okay, cool. Now you look at her different. But guess what she wanted? She wanted the same thing the girl that looked like us wanted, instability. Mm-hmm. She wanted the same thing. It's just her circumstances made it feel like she wasn't conscious of it because she already had it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And I look and I go, yo, this is why they get mad, they get angry. You see a lot of sisters, they go, oh, you fucking with this kind of girl or that kind of girl. That shit is exotic. Stupid. That shit look a lot different from the shit that you see in the neighborhood all the time. It looks like, that shit look like it came off a boat, baby. Goddamn, you don't like that, motherfucker? You don't like that? You go, goddamn, what's the matter with you? This shit feels like something foreign.
Okay, so after watching the clip, you can see at first it wasn't so bad. It was typical 50 Cent. He's just describing his type, the type that he liked, being rich, saying that, hey, I like foreign women. The reason I like foreign women is because he don't have to worry about their love being genuine. He's saying that foreign women come from money, a background of financial security and money. A lot of them already live a luxurious lifestyle. So he's basically saying that, they come from money, whereas Black women don't come from money. So the love isn't as genuine. Like, this don't impress. My cars, my material things don't impress these foreign women because they used to it, compared to a Black woman, because Black women's not used to this. So that's why I prefer these women. Okay. Do I agree with that? Absolutely not. But is that the whole main point of colorism? No. But I do not agree with that. And let me tell you quickly why I don't agree with that. First of all, not all foreign women come from money. There's a lot of foreign women who come from third world countries who don't have anything, who's not used to having anything. And honestly, a lot of the women he date and these foreign women wouldn't even be attracted to him or even look his way if he didn't have the money. Whereas vice versa, who are the women who hold Black men down when they don't have anything? When they have fallen all out and lost everything, who stands by them? When they get locked up, who stands by them? When they face police brutality, who speaks up the most and stands by them? We all know Black women, okay? So I feel like him saying that made completely no sense, because if anything, you want a woman who's going to stand by you when you don't have nothing. You don't want, like, why would you want a woman who comes from money? If you lose everything that you have today, you think that person's going to stay with you if they're used to a certain lifestyle and even grew up around a certain lifestyle? Absolutely not. You want somebody who's going to stick by you through the ups and downs, through the good and bad, through the rich and poor. So the fact that he said that just didn't make any sense to me at all, because I'm like, no, sir, no. It does not work that way. Like I said, a lot of the women that he's dating would not even look his way if he didn't have that. But only a Black woman, mostly, like I said, I'm not speaking for every race as a whole and every single person as a whole, okay? But mostly, Black women are going to be the ones who stand by you. I know for a fact they're the ones that stand by you regarding police brutality. Of course, they're mostly the ones who have spoken on a lot of things that's been going on currently and marching and all of that. So Black women are the one who's going to stand by you when you don't have nothing. That's genuine, okay? But a foreign women, they might not understand that. You get in police brutality, they might not understand that. You know what I'm saying? So they might not speak much about it at all. If you lose everything and they're used to this rich lifestyle that you said that they're used to being around, they might not want to be with you no more. And they might go to the next person who does have the money. I'm not going to name the people, but there's celebrities who've done that. You know, they move right on to these foreign celebrities. They move right on to the next person with the bag. So like I said, do I agree with that? Absolutely not. That statement makes no sense. But if he would have just left it at that, he wouldn't be getting so much backlash regarding his interview, because a lot of people have spoke on this. A lot of celebrities have spoke on his statements, okay? Females particularly. So here's the problem with the interview that shows colorism. You can have a preference. There's nothing wrong with your preference, but do not down somebody else because of your preference. That's just like me saying, oh, I only date white men because only white men have good credit and good financial background history. Only they do. Black men are only thugs, and they stay out in the streets all night, and they're cheaters. They're jailbirds. That's why I date white men. That's just like me saying that, right? Instead of saying, oh, I prefer white men because I feel like we're more compatible. Okay, 50 Cent goes to say, these are the quotes. So if I look down, it's because I'm reading from this paper. Here's the quotes. Black women are so angry. First of all, no, that's a stereotype. Not all Black women are angry. That's a stereotype. Now, if anybody has the reason to be angry in a woman, it's a Black woman. Let's make that clear. But not all Black women are angry. There's so many Black women that are so happy with their lives right now who are very successful. Actually, the rates of success with Black women have went up. Okay, very much so. Over other races have went up recently. Okay, so let's get that clear. Secondly, and another thing. Not only Black women get angry. Like, what are you talking about? If you on some messed up stuff, anybody's going to check you for that. They just check you in different ways. If you're with a white woman, she might check you by going to her lawyers, speaking to some legal people, and get back at you. Look at Tiger Woods. Asian women, I'm not sure what they might do. You know, who knows? They might have some tricks up their sleeve, but they're going to get at you too. Hispanic women, they're going to probably cuss you out 2 to 3 seconds quicker than a Black woman. They going to cuss your ass out clear in Spanish. Probably quicker than us. And a Black woman, you know, we're just going to come for you and check you. So don't say all Black women are angry. No, all women are angry if you're on some messed up stuff. So let's not do that stereotype. Secondly, he says That shit is exotic. Instead of the shit that you see in the neighborhood all the time. Firstly, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't most Black women exotic, right? From our hips to our, our bodies in general, like our hairstyles, our facial features, the way we talk, our music, like we're very exotic. Matter of fact, look at this hairstyle. A Black woman came up with this hairstyle, right? And Black women rock this hairstyle. Do you think other races can just rock this hairstyle like this? You know what I'm saying? Black women are very exotic and can do multiple things, okay? And can rock multiple things that other races cannot rock. Once again, I'm not downing any other race. I'm just stating how it is. And I'm uplifting our race because we need that. Black women need that. But that's what I'm saying. We're very exotic. So for him to say that, that's just not true. Black women are very, very exotic. And matter of fact, some other races take from our race. Look at the Kardashians. They obviously wasn't happy with their natural selves, right? So they opened their hips up wider, like Black women naturally have. They got their butts bigger, like Black women naturally have. They got their lips fuller, like Black women naturally have. And some of them are, I could have sworn, even tanning their skin darker. You know what I'm saying? Or trying to look darker by their makeup, like Black women naturally are. You know what I'm saying? So Black women are very exotic. Don't get it twisted, okay? And instead of the shit you see in the neighborhood all the time. What is wrong with what you see in the neighborhood all the time? Matter of fact, pause that. He said that look like you and me. If that is not a form of self-hate, I don't know what else is. What is wrong with dating somebody that looks like you? If you don't want to date somebody that looks like you, you don't find yourself attractive. Okay? I would date somebody who looks like me. Shoot, that person gonna be fine. I would date somebody who looks like me because I'm attracted to myself. But if you don't want to date somebody that looks like you, you're not attracted to yourself. And what's crazy about 50 Cent saying that is like his mama and him look alike. She has those features, those African features. You know what I'm saying? So are you saying your mom's not beautiful or cold enough for you to date somebody who looks like her? And then not 50 Cent, and then Lil Wayne, while he's sitting there just ha and chucking it all up. Your daughter, this is not the only time that you have said colorist things. Like, well, he hasn't said anything in this interview, but he's laughing. So it just shows that he don't care. The proper thing for a father to do would have stopped and checked him like, hold on now. Black women are beautiful. I got a beautiful chocolate daughter. Do you think he did that? No, he's just ha and laughing it all up. And the reason for that is because he agrees with him. And I'm not just going based off their words. I'm going based off their actions. Look at their lyrics. Look at their actions. Look at their dating history. I'm going based off of that. And Lil Wayne has already been caught, saying and doing colorist acts before. And he also has that lyrics in his songs where he's saying, beautiful Black queen, but I bet that B look better red, right? Okay, that's obvious. What do you think that's doing to your daughter? That's exactly why your daughter had to make a post on Twitter saying that, responding to those things that were said on the interview, saying, I'm beautiful, I'm exotic, I'm enough. Where are my beautiful Black queens at? And, and you're going to see that in the clip, that I'm going to share on the screen. Why does she have to do that? Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Like, why does she have to do that? You're her dad. You should be saying that during the interview. You just accepted that like that was okay. Trash. Like, that was so trash as a father to do. So, but like I said, this happens all the time. This happens all the time. And it's so sad because it affects so many people. Like, the self-hate is so real because it's like you do not want to date somebody who looks like yourself. You can have your preference, fine, but it's like the comments that they say about Black women or darker women, like it just shows the self-hate that they have for themselves. You don't want to date somebody with your skin tone. You don't want to date somebody with your hair type, with your African features. You don't want to date somebody that looks like that. So you just don't find yourself attractive. So like I said, that's just a mess. That's crazy to me, but I did want to speak on it because it is a form of colorism, and it's very, very important that we realize that. But this isn't like, this goes on all the time, and especially in Hollywood. Gabrielle Union, okay, she spoke about how she suffered colorism a lot in Hollywood, which, you know, that's not surprising. But when she was younger and first coming out, she did a casting call for like a movie or a show, and she lost it over Bianca Lawson. And if you don't know who Bianca Lawson is the one who plays Nikki in Save the Last Dance. And Nikki has those European-like features. And they asked her manager asked them, like, you know, what's something we can tell Gabrielle to work on, just to make it better, you know, make her better. And they're like, oh, it's just that she wasn't pretty enough. And remind you, Gabrielle Union's on this side. She has the African-like features. Bianca is on this side, has the European-like features. So that just shows that they're saying, Gabrielle, you're not pretty enough. This side's not pretty enough. But this side, Bianca, she's pretty enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing. Who else? Megan Good. She spoke about how, and what's crazy is Megan Good, she's not even dark-skinned, right? But she spoke about how she used to live in this neighborhood where it was predominantly white people. And she was constantly being like compared to her sister. And she said that there was a lawn outside to where she couldn't walk on their lawn outside, but they let her sister, who's fairer skin, walk on their lawn. You know, so like I said, it's like this side is more accepted than this side. European lighter skin features is accepted over the darker skin features, okay? And like I said, Megan Good, she doesn't even all the way qualify on this side, but still, you get what I'm saying. She was less favored over her lighter skin sister, okay? So she's dealt with colorism. Viola Davis, she spoke about like her colorism experiences as well. But those are just some celebrities. People, Lupita, I can't think of her last name, but the one who played in Black Panther, who was the love interest of the Black Panther. She spoke about her issues with colorism as well in Hollywood, and that's why she created her book too, to encourage dark-skinned girls, women. So, you know, it's everywhere. It is everywhere, you know, and that's just a few examples. But Black men are just are just portraying this agenda, you know, they're just downing this side and favoring this side. And like I said, you can have your preference, but you don't need to down this side, okay? This side has been down for centuries, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. So why do you continue to down them? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just terrible. And we still practice this mentally still to this day. You know, like, we still practice this still to this day. Like, you seeing all these memes, all these statuses of light skin versus dark skin. Let me just say this. First of all, men are going to be men. Like, some of them are really ignorant and they just act the way they act. But women, why are you participating in this? If you are biracial, light-skinned women, foreign women, whatever, why are you participating in this? If you see this ignorance, you should ignore it, because you are just as worse as the slave owner. Matter of fact, you're worse than the slave owner, because the slave owner is white. You are the same color and you're acting like them. So it's like, you are the problem, okay? There's nothing cute about doing light skin versus dark skin. We are one race. One race. So why do you think it's cute to comment under that, like, yeah, team light skin, team red bone, and da-da-da-da? Like, no, sis, you're making stuff worse. You're worse than the slave owner when you're doing that. That's not cute, and it shouldn't even sit right with your conscience. You have those little girls, like the one who went viral, and when she looked on live and said she's ugly, and then the hairdresser had to speak life into her and tell her she's not ugly. She had the African-like features. She had darker skin, coarse hair, and African-like features, okay? But she don't feel that she's beautiful. And come to find out, her parents never partook in any, like, negativity regarding her. It's just that she felt like that, and the Black community is the reason for that. Shoot, she probably heard that at school. She probably just looking in the media and seeing who's considered pretty versus who's not considered pretty. Like, you know, like the parents, they don't have to have anything to do with that, because the Black community does that a lot, you know, like, and not just the Black community. We know the whole agenda behind all of it, but I'm just saying, like, don't participate in it. Like, that's not cute. You can have your preference, but don't speak down on someone else, okay? Kevin Hart, he's done this too, and I'm going to post that too. He's done it too, to where he spoke down on dark-skinned women, saying that dark-skinned women have worse credit than light-skinned women. And as you look at his history, because not only these celebrities are just speaking on it, you have to look at their actions behind it, okay? Look at their dating history, look at their actions, their lyrics, everything. But Kevin Hart as well, we know he left his the first person he was with, which was his wife, if I'm not mistaken, for the which had more of these features versus these features, and now he's with somebody who has these features. Okay, so I'm not in their business. I don't know what happened or regarding that, whatever, but the colorist things that he has said, you know, definitely shows how he thinks. Okay, when he has a dark-skinned daughter. Once again, these men, they okay with down and dark-skinned women, but y'all have dark-skinned daughters. You know what I'm saying? So it's just not okay. There's a bigger picture, okay? Here's the bigger picture. You are hurting these little dark-skinned girls. Now, a lot of dark-skinned women, they're confident enough to say, F them, I don't care what they have to say. But these little dark-skinned girls, they are seeing this. They are hearing this, okay? I made a post on Facebook before I even did this video and said, what do people think about colorism? What's your experiences? Do you think colorism exists? And I'm going to post some of those so you see them. But there's a person who said that she never experienced colorism, but she fears for her daughter because her daughter is dark-skinned, and she feels that her daughter might have to go through facing colorism, you know what I'm saying? Which is terrible. We shouldn't even have to feel like that. Another girl stated that she was compared to her lighter skinned siblings, just like Megan Good. You know, that stuff happens, you know, but it happens all the time, you know, like, it's just terrible. But like I said, there's a bigger picture. So women, you should not be participating in this at all. A lot of this goes over Black men's head. They just, you know, unfortunately, a lot of them, they're just so ignorant to the fact that they are practicing colorism and honestly, just Black slavery, honestly, mentally, with the stuff that they say and they do. So this goes over a lot of their heads. But Black women, y'all should not be participating in this. You should not be liking those statuses and eating it up. And I don't even like the quotes like good hair. I do not like that, okay? Now, some people, they be like, oh, you have such good hair and it's beautiful. Da, da. You can say beautiful, okay? Because a lot of people's hair is beautiful. You can say beautiful no matter what texture, it'd be beautiful. But don't say good hair. Like, I don't like good hair, okay? I don't like people saying that because it implies that hair that's not of that texture isn't good. That's another form of colorism, Black women, okay? When you say good hair, so what's bad hair? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is bad hair? Is bad hair coarse hair? Because you're saying this curly, finer hair is good hair. Why is it labeled as good? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you can just say, oh, you have that hair that's like easier to deal with. I wish I could knew how to deal with mine better. Now, here's the thing. All Black women have beautiful hair. All women in general, but I'm speaking on the Black community. All Black women have good hair, guys. You just don't know how to take care of it. Now, there's a whole nother video I'm going to do on hair tips because the Black community really needs that. But you just don't know how to take care of it with the stuff that you're doing to damage your hair, okay? But all women have good hair if you take care of it. If you don't believe me, go on YouTube and look up natural hair YouTubers. There are Black women with hair past their waist, past their butt, plenty of them, because they know the secret on how to take care of their hair and grow it out. There are Black women who have hair textures that they never thought they had because it was at its complete natural organic state, okay? So your hair can be however you want it to be, beautiful, but you have to learn your hair, okay? If you don't like your hair, fix it. Look on YouTube, see how to treat your hair, learn your hair's porosity. Take care of your hair like you take care of anything else, okay? So stop with the good hair thing. Stop with that, okay? Like I said, I never liked that term. I don't like it. So that is what I have to say. I'm sorry I did not want to make this video long, but it's just really important that I get out everything. And I think that I did get out everything mostly. So, and one thing I do want to add is, just because people are dark-skinned, are not dark-skinned, don't think that they do not deal with colorism too. Okay, look at Megan Good. Also, I dealt with colorism too. If you watch my video, Storytime High School Drama, I spoke a little bit about how I dealt with colorism at the beginning. But colorism, I dealt with colorism as well, okay? When I lived in a town like Megan, where it was primarily white, you know, biracial people, only a little group of black people, more people favored the Caucasian women and the biracial women. Black men, boys, because I was a child at that time, they wanted and favored those biracial girls, because most of them were my friends. Like, my closest friends when I was in that small town were biracial and white mostly, you know, and that's what all the dudes wanted. They wanted that. So don't think that, you know, people who are not dark skinned do not deal with colorism as well, okay? But I just wanted to just speak about colorism, because I think it's very important that people know what it is, just so they can stop practicing it, okay? Just stop. It's ignorant. It's not cute. And like I said, if you're participating in it and think it's cute, Team Red, Bone Caramel, all that, if you think that stuff is cute, then you are just as worst, okay? You're actually worse, like I said, than the slave owner. So stop doing that. Stop participating in it. And when you do see it, just think about a small black child that affects, okay? Oh, there's one other thing I do want to add, okay? Make sure that you're having these talks with your children, okay? Black people, make sure you're having these talks with your children. One thing you can do is the doll test. I do this on my daughter. And I've done this more than once just to see how her mindset changes. So my daughter, she has a lot of different dolls. She does have some white dolls because she likes Frozen. She has white dolls, and she has like mid-tone dolls like Moana. She has, you know, like darker dolls. She has different skin tone dolls, right? So I always put the dolls out, and I ask her, which one do you think is pretty? You know, and then she'll tell me. You know, sometimes her mind changes. Sometimes she does think that the lighter dolls or the white doll is cuter. Sometimes she thinks the darker dolls is cuter. I just make sure they're children. So, sorry, they're children. So their mindsets are going to change. Just make sure you talk to them so they know that this skin tone isn't better than this skin tone. Okay. I talk to Brazil, my daughter, all the time. And I always tell her, like, all these dolls are beautiful, but realize that this doll isn't more beautiful because of their skin tone, okay? So or their hair. I always talk to her about that stuff from time to time, okay? So that's important. So I hope you guys could relate to this video, could understand this video. Like I said, I didn't want to make it really long, but I just wanted to get out a lot of stuff that you need to know about colorism. If you do have any questions, definitely comment below. If you have experiences of colorism as well, I would love to hear those, comment those. But if you could relate to this video, if you like this video, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, comment, share. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.